Okay, let's go over my favorite equipment for strengthening your pelvic floor and getting your pelvic floor to stop those bladder leaks. My two favorite things to have are a pelvic floor and a body, and that's it. There are lots of expensive things out there. Kegel trainers that you insert and play games on your phone. There are Kegel balls that you insert and try to do your Kegels with. There are leg squeezers that you squeeze together that try to get your pelvic floor going. There's new chairs that you sit on to try to do pelvic floor contractions for you. These things are not needed, and not only that is they're not very functional. And what I mean by that is that what do we do when when we're trying to train for a marathon? We run. What do we do when we're training for a swimming race? We swim. And so what do we do when we're trying to stop bladder leaks with jumping jacks? We sit on a machine or we insert a ball and we try to lift it? What is that going to do? So some of the Kegel balls, what they do, you insert the Kegel ball into your vagina and then you try to do that squeeze and that lift of the Kegel around it. Sure, that might help with some strengthening. We lift weights in terms of strengthening our arms. We lift things up through the day like laundry baskets, like plates up into the cupboard. What are you planning on lifting with your vagina? The reason most of these devices don't really work is because they're not translating your pelvic floor strength and function into real life activities. We need to use our pelvic floor when we move. We need to use our pelvic floor with the rest of your body. We need to teach your pelvic floor how to do those activities that you want to do without leaking. So here's what we're gonna do instead. If you're someone who's suffering from bladder leaks because of different movements, maybe it's a lift, maybe it's a jumping jack, maybe it's a trampoline, maybe it's rolling over in bed or standing up or bending over. I want you to try to take note of those activities, specific activities that are making you leak. Make a list. Maybe it's one thing, maybe it's 20 things. Make sure you figure out what is causing your bladder leaks. So next thing we're going to do is try to incorporate your pelvic floor into some of those movements. Try doing a Kegel as you stand up out of the chair. Try doing a Kegel as you're lifting up that laundry basket or as I'm lifting up a child. Let's try to incorporate our pelvic floor into functional activities, into our body's movements, and then also into things that we're doing throughout the day that are actually causing our bladder leaks, not sitting still and clenching our pelvic floor all by itself. Our pelvic floor is supposed to work with the rest of our body. It works in coordination with our breathing muscle. It works in coordination with some of our deep abdominal muscles. It works in coordination with our pelvic muscles, the muscles around our pelvis as well. And so if we're not incorporating our body's movements and our body's other muscle movements as we're working on our pelvic floor, it's not going to learn how to engage with those muscles. It's only going to learn how to do this. This is not going to stop your bladder leaks when you're moving. Now, if you want to take action and start solving your bladder leaks, check out the link in the description for my free pelvic floor webinar where we're going to go through 7 contributing factors to your bladder leaks. You're going to test out on yourself to see what is contributing to yours and then what you can do about them. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos, and leave me a comment below if you found this video helpful.